Now, a lot has been made about a certain crescent moon-headed supreme commander of the God Knights, especially as we recently saw him in his probable prime, flexing his prowess at the peak of his powers. But today we're going to take a deeper look at the God Knights, and see if St. Figureland Garling is really the one that we should be looking forward to the most. Now, it's true that Oda loves a powerful old man, pause, and having them show the youngins a thing or two, pause. But as Slim Charles from The Wire once said, those are the old days, and the old days,
they the old days.
Today is a new day, but today, let's take it back to a little earlier in this arc, to when the God Knights were first shown. Now, the first mention of God's Knights, or the Holy Knights, is back in chapter 1054, when Akainu is discussing everything that happened at the Reverie with Kizaru and Black Horse, the director of the Naval Bureau of Investigation, basically the One Piece equivalent of like the FBI. Back in chapter 1086, we see Sabo beginning to discuss the craziness he just went through at Marijua and Leloucia, but Dragon makes mention of how the true battle is coming up when the Holy Knights start to mobilize. If you're not familiar with the God Knights or the Holy Knights, the Viz translation calls them the Holy Knights, so I guess that's the official way that we should be calling them, but God's Knights / the God Knights just kind of hits a little different for me, so I will be flipping back and forth. But if you're not familiar with the God Knights, they're the group of celestial dragons that are powerful warriors that can bring judgment down on the other celestial dragons, and likely are also there to protect Marijua and Emu if need be. When Dragon mentions them, we see a small silhouette of the various members, and two things stick out immediately. One, none of them have a crescent moon head that St. Garling has, or just a pointy hair version from the flashback. And two, the one that's front and center bears a striking resemblance to one Figureland red-haired Shanks. It's obviously not just me who thought this, because the week this chapter dropped, people were comparing the silhouettes to the red-haired pirates the entire week, especially the silhouette that resembles Shanks. And I mean, you can see why, because you probably thought that on the thumbnail was me blowing up this picture from this little panel here, but no, that is actually Shanks. Yeah. So if you're looking at this, you probably thought that was him too. Now, Oda is no fool, and rarely does anything in the story happen without reason. He also knows how crazy his fanbase is at dissecting every detail of these panels, so I think he's well aware of the fact that this silhouette looks like Shanks. Now, do I think it really is our red-haired compadre? In a word, no. I'm thinking this is actually the son that St. Garling actually claims. Now, I'm sure this is going to sound crazy right now, but hear me out real quick. First off, I don't think this is Shanks, even though Oda has left odd breadcrumbs to Shanks' connection with the higher-ups of the world government. If we take a look at this interview that surfaced with Oda, he's asked about Shanks being two people due to his speed, like how fast he got to Marineford, and him not having his scar in a couple scenes apparently. And Oda's initial answer was censored, as it may have revealed a little too much. The secondary answer was about him forgetting to draw scars often, which if you're a weekly reader, we've seen a lot of things change from initial release to the actual volume release. If we take a look back at the scene where Shanks apparently meets with the Gorosei, you notice that they never actually call him by his name in this scene. Also, we only see one side of Shanks' face where we don't see the scar. So, is a chance that this is really Shanks' twin brother. But it could also not be. Something that I noticed someone else speak on earlier this week is the fact that whenever Shanks is shown, he's always shown with the scabbard of his sword like within the cloak that he has, while the silhouette that we see here is actually outside. I don't know if that means anything, but Oda tends to have the characters have their little idiosyncrasies and whatnot. So this leads me to believe that either all the God's Knights will be people from the Figureland family, or that the one in the middle at the very least will be Shanks' brother, twin or not. And I think we're going to end up seeing two babies on God's Valley, and Shanks is just going to somehow end up in this chest, and that's how he ends up with the Roger Pirates. Let me know your thoughts down below, and if you like this video, please like and share with someone else so we can keep the conversation going. And if you want to see why a fight with Luffy and Shanks needs to happen, check out the video that'll be on the screen.